Former FBI Director Jim Comey exposed today for being a liar, a leaker, and he's always been a wimp. But our next guest knew Comey long before his days of infamy. He hired him as an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York back in 1987. Joining me now, Rudy G, former New York City mayor, Trump's personal attorney. Now, we got a lot to get into, but what's your personal takeaway from this report, which is exceedingly detailed and, unlike the special counsel's report, actually well written?
Well, I think this report, forget whether it's a crime or not, sort of details the worst director in the history of the FBI. Clearly,
in the history of the FBI.
Take J. Edgar Hoover, put him aside, whatever he did. This guy, he broke every rule. I mean, if you look at the Horowitz report, he broke every rule of the FBI. Now, I think he should be prosecuted. If you don't think he should be prosecuted, okay. But for him to say, I didn't leak, the report demonstrates that he leaked. He's completely lying today. I didn't lie. The report demonstrates he lied. They're just saying, they're giving him a break. They're basically saying, oh, you know, we shouldn't prosecute, not enough evidence. But he lied, he leaked. He's a disreputable head of the FBI. He's a disgrace to the FBI. He used it for political purposes. The report demonstrates all of that.
Clapper was on CNN tonight. They didn't even ask him a question about it. Not one question.
I'm not sure Clapper even knows where he is. I mean, Brennan is the brains. Clapper is the idiot.
Well,
if you want me to guess who orchestrated this, Clapper's not capable of it. I won't tell you who I think did.
All right, Rudy, here's what Comey said when he was asked for the reason for briefing Trump back in January of 2017 on that phony, June 2017, on the Steele dossier.
It was important for me to assure him we were not personally investigating him. And I didn't want him thinking that I was briefing him on this to sort of hang it over him in some way. I was briefing him on it because we had been told by the media it was about to launch. We didn't want to be keeping that from him. And I was very keen not to leave him with an impression that the Bureau was trying to do something to him.
But today's IG report says something totally different, saying witnesses interviewed by the OIG, Inspector General, also said that they discussed Trump's potential responses to being told about the salacious information, including that Trump might make statements about or provide information of value to the pending Russian interference investigation. Rudy, is this evidence that Comey and FBI officials were trying to undermine Trump
100%.
from the very beginning, that there was a conspiracy inside that department to set him up at that first meeting?
Number one, it was a clear entrapment. 100% clear entrapment by Comey, who, despite his moral problems, is a very smart guy. Unlike Mueller, who's lacking in intellect, this guy's very smart. He was trying to trap him, like he trapped Flint.
Yeah, just like it.
Trying to trap, but
you're not a target.
You're not a target. It's okay.
It's okay.
Just
don't worry.
tell me
Just
what
I tell you about that.
I have the thing in my bag, but I'm going to tell you, and I'll indict you. Horrible thing to do. Any reputable prosecutor would be disgraced by that. So he was trying to trap the president, and it's completely disingenuous for him to make these statements now. But who knows what the liberal media is going to do with this? But this guy is completely disgraced in the eyes of any FBI agent. They realize this is worse than anything J. Edgar Hoover ever did. When he walked in, when the president was the president-elect, and faced him with that, he was trying to tell him, I have something on you, so you better keep me in office. And he even realized he was going to do it. There were other statements that make it clear that he realized he was going to extort the president of the United States. So I hope they prosecute him on the last one.
Oh, at the FISA.
Yeah, this guy should go to jail.
Well,
this is the guy, people should realize, this is the guy who put Martha Stewart in jail on a flimsy...
And his lawyer went after Conrad Black on a ridiculous...
in order to get publicity. The Martha Stewart case was a joke. I don't know Martha Stewart particularly. She's attacked President Trump.
Yeah.
I said at the time, this is a publicity stunt by him.
Popover, so...
Yeah, that's what he did.
All right, whose conduct was more egregious and damaging to the rule of law, to the integrity of the rule of law, equal justice under the law? Mike Flynn in a setup interview with Sally Yates and her agents, or what Jim Comey did for the last 2 years of lying?
Everything revealed today in Horowitz's report should be like a teaching manual for the FBI. Don't ever do this again.
Doesn't a line prosecutor that just hired...
If J. Edgar Hoover was, up until now, the worst director, this guy has, like, gone way beyond.
But he claimed, the thing that gets me, Rudy, as a first-year associate at a law firm in D.C., we knew basic rules of ethics as young lawyers. You go into the department as a first-year prosecutor. You have spent the week doing ethics review, You know it. He claims it wasn't a federal record, a sensitive federal record. He claims his memo to the file wasn't a federal record. That doesn't pass the straight face test, does it?
No. Everybody will
that's a lie.
Everybody will think I'm making this up. But I'm disgusted at Jim Comey. I have been for over a year. This is disgraceful. And because we have this crazy anti-Trump media, they make him, James
Well, why aren't they
Cardinal
mad?
Comey.
They were led down the garden path,
He's
too.
a disgraceful prosecutor. He's everything they've been against for years. The out-of-control prosecutor who prosecutes people for his own ambition. This guy is a disgrace. Left or right, he's a disgrace, and he's very dangerous.
But the noble goal that he and McCabe
He's going after
Strzok,
Trump.
going after
do anything
by any means necessary.
You can do anything you want. You can lie. You can cheat. You can try to get Manafort to lie for 13 times. You put him in solitary confinement. You bring him in. You get Weissman, who's a total animal, to go after him. Perfectly okay. Now, if it was a terrorist, they'd be going crazy.
Oh, read him his rights. Give him
equal rights.
3 square meals.
To you and me, equal rights means equal
Everyone.
rights. And it includes Trump and the terrorist.
Unbelievable. Rudy, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
great to see you. And I forgive you for hiring him.
Being a lawyer,
I'm so glad I'm a lawyer.
You get this.
Oh, my God, it drives me crazy.
Literally,
you'd be fired as a first-year associate if you didn't know proper document handling in a litigation, a civil litigation, let alone being a prosecutor
100%.
and releasing information during your tenure or after as the director of the
100%.
MPI.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is just like basic ethics 101, whether you're a civil lawyer, criminal lawyer, or a prosecutor. This kind of stuff is just, in CNN, shame on you for not covering this tonight. I mean, I know you're CNN, but come on. James Earl Jones, where does he go to get his voiceover back?